All right, what is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your Tuesday night entertainment. I am After Sound, joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Darkestnyte. I need to make that intro so much longer. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
You know I didn't.
All right, I'm gonna give.
I didn't even know why.
We talked about it long ago. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. All right, so I got the chat up here. We got Jobby Saints in the house. Wow, we already got 38 people. What
Only
is
38.
going on?
Like, where's everybody?
I know. Well, because there wasn't anybody on earlier. So shout out to No Empathy, who usually streams before but wasn't on today. So I hope everything is okay. Buns, Bags, and Caps. Excuse me. Big Barger. Hello. Namiswan, Akuz, Elephantium. Man, I'm seeing a lot of names I know. A lot of new names too. Ironside, Mr. Asian Heart, Canino. All right, so we'll jump back into the chat in a little bit. We have all been blessed by Darkestnyte giving his time so generously tonight to talk about land. We may have another surprise guest on later, but I don't want to jump ahead too far here just in case that doesn't happen. But Darkestnyte, we're feeling bullish. Mav access coming this weekend is the last thing that we've heard.
It's nuts.
How are you feeling overall, man?
Like, come on. So you know the joke that's been going around between a couple of us, right? So what did I say?
You really want me to call you out on this, right?
Yeah, we have. Dude, okay. I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong.
So Darkestnyte went super bear. Oh, MA, thank you for the raid. But Darkestnyte went super bear for a little while there over the summer. Well, when all of us did, right? But he didn't go and sell all of his assets like other people. No. But he went super bear and said, land is not coming out. Land 1.5 is not coming out until 2024.
And I said, I guarantee it won't come out before then. I went hard. I went super hard.
You went hard. I think you were protecting your kind of expectations, right? So how does it feel to know that you'll be able to at least start playing around in the next week or so? I mean, this time next week, we could be messing around with land. I mean, well, I don't know if we're gonna have the full launch. I feel like they'd probably want to do like a week of testing similar to what they did with 1.0. But it's kind of nuts, man. It's kind of nuts.
So I have the feeling that the team has been just going nuts, right? Mm-hmm. Like they know they need to get this done, and I can feel it. Right? I can see it in all the communications and conversations. We all feel good, right? We're all waiting for that thing that is land. And I mean, we've seen what land has done to other projects. And, you know, I asked Walkingkeys this question earlier. I said, hey, have you ever seen a better implementation of land than we're proposed to get based on just what you've seen? And he was like, no. Right? Like think about it, right? We had Axie that dropped land. That was a debacle. You actually played a land game, Decrops, right?
Yeah, but I mean that whole game is based around land. It's much more simple. Yeah. The thing is, I never tried Axie, so I don't know. You know, I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't authentically comment on that.
Oh, I can. Comment. I got.
So you okay? You played Axie. You can talk about it.
No. I haven't. I was too busy playing Splinterlands, right? So.
You know, because here's the thing, man. You know, land is going to come out. And we're going to think it's awesome, but there's going to be a lot of people who think that it's just as bad, or if not worse, than what Axie has, right? So, like, it's just that's why I'm just like, it's hard to compare right now because so many of these are still in their like alpha, beta stages, right?
Sure.
But that being said, I'm still excited for what land is going to do, what it's going to potentially open up. Yeah. But you know, I've had my expectations tempered. I got the hype train ready to go, but I'm driving the speed limit, I suppose.
Yeah, so I'm not driving the speed limit. So for me, I think land is going to be the ultimate flex. And so here's the thing that I'm hoping for, and I think this is the thing, right? When you go visit somebody's land, you get to see what they have staked on, right? I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing.
I hope so. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Right.
Because I know you're gonna flex on yours.
Oh, I'm totally gonna flex on mine. So when someone goes to your land that first day, that second day, what are they gonna sing on your keep? right? You have a keep, right? So what are they going to see?
Honestly, some scraps that get me to 50,000
Whatever.
production points. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so you know what? And this is something that I've been thinking about too. I actually don't think that I'm gonna go balls to the wall with my keep because there's diminishing returns.
Sure.
Once you get past like 50,000, the amount of production that you're going to put on there beyond 50,000 doesn't net you that much more. If you have other plots, and both you and I do, it's like, man, if I can throw another 50,000 on, I'm probably better off throwing that other 50,000 on too. So look, I don't want to rain on your dragon parade.
Yeah,
but
man. Because I'm like, you see my face. I'm looking at you. Like,
I know.
What?
I mean,
No,
hey,
you're
look,
your
you want
point.
to do it from a flex standpoint. That's totally
Yeah,
cool.
it's all
From an efficiency standpoint, I don't know. Well, here's the thing: how much production? No, let's go with the official term. Let's go with the official. How much PP are you putting onto your keep? Have you done the math
grown
yet?
men should not say PP. Not ever.
Well, it's
Production. Can we just say production points?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, gotta be production points, man. No PP. So,
It's
so
family
how many
friendly
production
show.
points am I gonna have?
On your keep? I know you've been doing the math.
Maxing it out.
Maxing it out? No, but what? But how much? All right, should we?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Ready?
Because he needs to be part of this.
All right. We got our special guest live here on Tuesday night. It is the one, the only Walking Keys.
Yo!
I almost cursed.
After the sound and darkest of the nights. What's
What's
up, my
up?
friends?
Yeah, dude.
Man, it is so good to see you.
to see you,
Guys,
brother.
make sure you give a warm welcome to Walking Keys. We are here to hype up and get hyped about land. So hopefully you guys enjoy the conversation. Now, Darkestnyte, I was asking you how much production points you were planning to put on your keep if you had measured that out yet with the Peak Monsters calculator.
I have. So I'm maxing it out. I have exactly each card that I'm going to have on my keep. It's going to be pretty crazy, right?
Do you know how much production though? Like 50, 100, 200?
Oh, it's going to be like 99,400.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're
But it's
like,
going to be as maxi as it can be. Absolutely.
okay, fair enough. Now, Walking Keys, I know you're feeling pretty hyped about land. So
Yes.
can we be like honest here for a second? You know, you and I have had
Please.
some conversations in the past where we've had a little concern. Obviously, I mean, you know, Splinterlands was going through a rough patch over the summer. But it's nice to see that you're feeling bullish. What kind of turned that around, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I mean, my original hesitation was the fact that June did not pan out. And I feel like they were still hyping June at the end of May. And I feel like they should have known something at that point. And like been a little bit more clear. But I never doubted the team. I doubted how much, if they could make revenue and stuff. But in lieu of just generating revenue through pack sales or whatever else, if you just make all the tokens and assets do better, then everything gets better. So I think what they did with SPS staking was a big first step.
Huge.
And then land, if executed properly, even with like the trimmed down version of 1.5 we're getting, even with that, I think it will radically change almost every aspect of this game. Hopefully for the better. It'll change it one way or another for sure.
Yep. Now you had you had a land strategy that we had kind of talked about the last time we were on together. And I feel like that might have changed. I don't know what your game plan is now and how you're feeling about land just overall. You got quite a few plots, so
Yeah, I don't know what to do, man. I like,
hey, that's what we're here for, just to bounce ideas around.
like I really have no idea what to do, and I'm in a little different position. I mean, everyone has their own journey for all this. It's going to be different for everybody. No matter if you have the same number of plots as someone else, you're still going to be doing it differently. I had the opportunity to move into Gankland, so I can move in there and swap out my stuff, which I think is a great idea for a long-term strategy and stuff. And my plan is to move in some good plots, some of my best plots into there, and then focus on that and really try to be a part of that community, but a small number. And right now I'm going to retain like 20 plots, 25 plots in region 48. And I don't have the cards to get great returns on these. Once you get past my really top 5 cards where I can put some epic or rare totems, some Rooney, you know, that stuff. Once you get past that, man, my cards are going to have like 1,100 PP monsters, you know, like rare, maxed out rare, regular foil, maxed out epic regular foil, you know, just because that's just what I have. That's what I've been buying, you know, getting ready for land. I could never afford like maxed out legendaries like the Darkestnyte. I mean, Darkestnyte has one of the most amazing collections I've seen. And
no, so
I'm just curious.
So let me ask you.
I've always seen 7 collections.
Oh, well, here we go. So this is a question for you, gang. I mean, gang, calling you gang because you're going to Gangland. But if there was a card or a type of card that you could buy, what would you buy? Like, if you could buy anything right now, what would you buy to go on land?
I mean, anything as good as I could get for the lowest price I could get. Like, if I sell some of these plots that I have for sale, then I will be looking to start maximizing my land. You know, like I have some gold foil legendaries to put on it, but they're 1 BCX. You know, maybe I could get a couple of them, or you know, whatever it is. Even beta rare card, regular foil, you get 100 of those. That's like 5,000 PP. You know, like there's ways to get it, but that's what I would do. I would just try to get the best cards I could with whatever assets I have available. But you know, everybody's having the same problem. There's a liquidity, there's just so much. Like I feel like I'm over invested in land. That's where I am right now. And so I don't have the cards to fill the 20, 30 plots I have. So I got to do something different.
So I got to tell you, and this is going to sound weird. This is going to sound like a hug fest, but I got to tell you, some of the best here we go. Some of the best friends I've met through Splinterlands, right? And you know, all of us
Splinterfest, baby.
Yeah, have talked for like well over a year. And here's what I think about land. I think this is the time to kind of firm up relationships, right? Firm up relationships from your guild, right? This is a time for all of us to kind of succeed. And so I look at my collection all the time and I'm like, man, I never use it in battles. I think we all know that I sometimes bot and wild, right? And these cards I don't use. And I'm like, man, how could I put these cards really to use? And I'm like, I need to get them in the hands of people that can use them for lands and not just sit in my wallet and just do nothing, right? That's the first thing. But we're all going to need stuff, right? We're all going to need grain. We're all going to need, I mean, really grain's going to be the big thing, and there's no market for it yet, right? So this is going to be the time where you do a player to player relationship, right? That says, hey man, I know you're going to need grain. Let's work out a deal, right? If I give you these cards, maybe you give me some of the grain production back, right? It's all kinds of things like that. That I think are going to change this game for a long, long time. See, you think I'm saying? See, that's the hey, your Darkestnyte is talking BS again.
I'm allergic to BS. I'm sorry.
Exactly. No, but honestly though,
no, I think you're 100% right, and that's why Darkestnyte, you and Aftersound, in the future, you know, I imagine in October, your Sunday morning streams or one of your streams that you all do together, it'll be, you know, resource swap stream for region, whatever your region is, Yorkdale and for Area 51.
Yep, absolutely.
And so you'll just do a stream and you'll be the mediator, and people will send you stuff, you'll send it to them, and you'll help your region out. I know we'll be doing the same thing for 23.
Yeah.
And if I'm still in 48, probably 48 as well.
So that's the thing, right? So you and I talked about that months ago. Then we talked about it again recently, where there's not going to be a marketplace, right? So you're going to need to
Mhm.
trust people
Yeah.
that have good integrity, right? That you trust, that are well
Or
known,
have an escrow, yeah.
or have an escrow,
Yeah.
right? So
you
so
trust,
that's
yeah.
a thing right now. That's going to be a thing for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing with the escrow is so like it's just super tough, no matter what.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, if you basically if you want grain from me or I want grain from you, it's just so much easier because I know that I can trade with you without having to set up an escrow. So to your point, all the people that I know or have gotten to know that on a personal level, it's just going to be easier to do a lot of those peer-to-peer trades.
And like Gankland too, he's literally gated every person that's been that's in his region, so he knows who they are. At least he's made contact with them. So I think that's going to really help.
Yeah.
So again, relationship building now is going to be important, right? Getting to know people and trust people. Like there are people I have no problem with sending stuff to. I don't even think about it, right? And other people that I don't, I'm going to want to get to know them a little bit better and know they're going to stick around, right?
Yeah. I mean, what sucks is that we're all in different regions. Like it just would have been.
Does it really suck? Right,
yeah,
we're spreading our influence out across the land.
I mean, sure. Like, I mean, I know a couple of people in my region or specifically in my tract. But it just would have been more fun if we were neighbors.
I know. I really hate how that worked out when we did that redeem, because that really messed some things up. But it is what it is.
It is what it is now.
We can fix it on Lunaki and Silaki in
there
2025.
You go. Yeah.
We'll
I mean, honestly, you guys have bought and sold a ton of land. Like I haven't moved. I got the same 3 plots that I revealed or claimed that day. So the thing is, even if
you
it
hit the land lottery,
well, but that was later. That was during the survey. I'm just talking about when we all claimed. Because remember, there was a whole process. You claimed first, and then we surveyed later. So the thing is, in order to claim, we all did that the same night. But what I'm trying to say is that, like Darkestnyte, you got your plots, and when you surveyed, you were like, "This is just okay." So
I was pissed. No, dude, I was straight pissed.
Yeah, you were pissed. So what did you do? You went, you found a keep, and then you're like, "Well, this is home base for me now." And all of a sudden, your focus became on where that keep was, right?
Correct.
And then keys. I'm sure you had like a similar strategy where you were looking at different things across the board.
Well,
no, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no. Once I was in 48, like that was my region, and that's where I opened like 12 plots of land.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started to set up shop and buy every cheap plot that I found that came up. Made some deals and got some cheap ones. Really tried to maximize. And now I have 23 in that, and then Ganks, has 6 more to sell me. So like I could have almost 30 plots in that region. But then again, it goes to my biggest problem, having, being able to generate something like 7,000, production points off that plot. So
you don't got enough production, man.
But maybe it is worth it just to get grain to feed my regular monsters. Like that's enough to feed my monsters for a day. And I'm not doing anything with those cards anyway, to Darkestnyte's point.
Sure. I've done a lot of consolidating as well. Like, so I had some that I just put onto a rental account. I started unlocking those cards and sending them back in because I think it's just going to be a massively complex game of Tetris where I try to figure out, what's the best way to. And I only have 3 plots, so I can't imagine. We saw Virus a couple of days ago, who's very like organized with what he's doing. I mean, for me, I'm not going to go out there and like buy a bunch of like max gold foils. It's like, let me see what I have in the bank first and work with that.
But that's the thing, right? That's the thing that I'm saying is in terms of the community, you can easily say, hey, I need to max this out. Like, what can we do to work together and make a deal so that I can maximize the productivity? It is in my interest to make sure that you and Keys have maximum productivity, because guess what? You can send me back in return a percentage of your productivity, right? You could send me some grain, right? Who I can then send to someone else and help them.
There's a 12.5% cut every time we do that.
I know.
Yeah.
But you gotta pay your
all right, let me hop back in the chat here. We got some more folks coming in. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. All right. Jobby Saint says, unfortunately, we can't talk about Axie. That was a while back. Sorry, Jobby.
Why can't we talk about Axie?
We're not trying to break. Oh, we were talking about Axie land for a minute.
Oh,
I wasn't here for that.
Emmy's telling us
For
to
the
get a
record.
handle on our PP. What's up, NFO
Dude.
guys? Axel Twin Blade in the house.
Excellent.
NFO guys was welcoming you as well. Walk the grid. Gigi, what's going on? Kitty's here. Nick. Let's see. At least we moved on from. Oh,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
what?
Don't do it.
What?
I know what you're about to say. We moved on from.
Oh, production points.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, bots.
Oh,
Yeah. No, there I had to say.
No.
No. Okay. So I had a moment last week where there's somebody in the chat whose name is D's Nuts, but I keep playing them. I keep playing them, and so I caught myself last week because I'm just like, dude, sometimes it feels good to just beat, you know.
See, man,
I had to catch myself.
I have the glass. You should not have said that.
What's that?
You should not have said that.
I didn't say
Here's
So.
to D's Nuts.
I didn't say it. But I just put it in everybody's head.
Anyway,
Buns, Bags, and Caps is here too. Is calling this an HBO Max special with all three of us. Well, that's very kind of you. Solving Chaos. What's up? All right, we got beta. So Tom says beta legendaries seem cheap for the return right now.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Those betas are good.
I mean, how much are they going for? Should we pull up the market?
Yeah, let's do it. Because that's what I'm putting on land right now, right? That's literally what I'm going to put on my keep is going to be beta maxed out legendary.
Well, you've had these cards for a while. My
I do nothing with them.
Question. Whoops.
Oh, what's that?
Oh yeah, see that's me. That's me sending my gold foils all back to my main account.
Well done.
All right. All right. So what were we talking about? We're talking about beta legendary cards. I'm assuming not gold foil.
Non-gold, yeah.
Oh, whoops. Legendaries. And is this it for beta legendaries? That's it on the market.
It's thin right now.
Oh, whoops. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I only had 2 of the splinters. Dude, I kind of I love the fact that it keeps your filters, but then I also hate the fact that it keeps your filters. So
look at that.
Okay, so there's a lot more. Oh, dude, $10 plus you get a 5x multiplier on that.
Oh, that's great. And I have a max out of that, and it's one of my favorites when I use it. So I got one of that. Walkingkeys, the Zalaran and Freet. Oh.
So how much production is this going to give you compared to
a pretty decent amount? So if you put all legendaries, you can get 100,000.
Well, let's see exactly how much is a legendary.
Wait here. Okay, hold on. I have the calculator up now. So let's do.
I've got a couple of them.
Let's do a beta non-gold foil legendary regular. Dude, that's only 750 PP.
No, put 11, dude, for your BCX.
Yeah, but he's not going to spend that money buying that right now.
Well, here. Actually, let's do 10 BCX. Okay, fine. Actually, that's not a bad deal. So, because the thing is, what I'm looking at right now is epic gold foils. Because for 10 BCX, you max those bad boys out, and you get 6,600. Now, these are chaos, right? But those are going for roughly $10 as well. Maybe actually a little bit less than $10. So if you were to buy the equivalent amount in beta legendaries, non-gold foil, you get more production out of that.
For sure.
Interesting. Okay. Actually, that is good to know.
Yep.
You put in a little bit more, but there's some.
Yeah, but they're going to clear out, right? I mean, those things are good. After this stream, they may be gone, right? So. Because they're pretty cheap.
Well, there's not much out there. Like what? There's only 14 cards available. So.
That's the problem.
I'm looking at them right now too.
Yeah, if Keys gets quiet, they're gone.
Here, you can buy I
need DEC though. I just can't ask that. And
top
and digital.
So hey man, so you called me this morning, Keys, dropping F-bombs and sounding like Samuel Jackson when you were talking.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When you were talking about Tails' video that he dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
So tell me about that again, because I think that was pretty relevant.
Yeah, good call there. So Tails from the Cryptmancer, I think that's what it is. He does a lot of videos on the Tube of You, and And he also streams Splinterlands TV, I think. So
No.
anyway, he put out a video about magical land and resource tokens, and are they worth going for now? Because they literally have no utility for a long time, and you might be able to catch up later, but take advantage of the SPS and grain crunch that's going to be needed and stuff. And really made some great points. I'm not going to lie, but after thinking about it for a long time, and in my position, again, not financial advice for anyone else, I've got a few plots and a few magical plots. I'm not going to have anything but maybe 10, 12,000, production points on those. So what's the harm of just turning those into 2 that are just grinding out these points because they're non-transferable? I just start stacking them up and not really worry about trying to collect them or buy them off market. Just start stacking a little bit.
You may not be able to buy them off market ever.
Or if you can never do it, then I might as well get a little jump start now instead of trying to put all my eggs in one basket for later.
Well, I hope more people think that way, because if they don't, it's just, Darkestnyte, we were talking about this literally before the stream started. Actually, we were talking about this because you had talked about it with Keith, so it's all coming full circle. But it's just like, I kept questioning Darkestnyte. I was just like, all right, so why is nobody going to go for it? Well, it's because there's no incentive, as Tails put out. But you know what? What's funny is, okay, I agree with Tails, but to play devil's advocate, I was toying around with the idea of actually putting out a video, not because Tails put his video out, but because just to play devil's advocate, I think there's something to consider here for actually going for them right now. Now, of course, everybody wants more SPS, right? Yeah, SPS is awesome, blah, blah, blah. That's great. We all need grain. Grain is like the oil of the ecosystem, at least for right now. The thing is, if you don't go for research tokens right now, and we find out that, stuff is coming out for Land 2.0, and Land 2.0 arrives, and all of a sudden, your land can do a different resource. Well, now you have to choose between the new shiny thing and then going back to catch up with your research tokens. And if you haven't been
even gated,
or you'll be gated. Yeah,
like you can't so
you get a late start compared to everybody else in 2.0.
Yeah, I think you made a great point today in your stream this morning after sound, when you said that they've got to come with some incentive for this thing. And I think if they see that there's 70% of people going for SPS and 20% going for grain, and then 10% going for research, I'm sure they'll say something and try to incentivize. But I think grain will balance itself out regardless, because people will need it, and I think that's just going to happen.
Yeah, so what, Matt is going to become the Fed Reserve chairman of Splinterlands?
In what way?
Oh, sorry. I went left. I went to
okay.
So, I mean, again, they're going to manipulate
to a dark place.
Right? Well, I did go to a dark place, right? So at the end of the day, scientifically speaking, right? So
no, this is not the stream for that.
Damn, wrong stream.
We're on Splinterlands TV, Darkestnyte. We can't go down the rabbit hole.
So what we're referring to is the stream we did for conspiracy theories. So you guys definitely have to check that out.
But scientifically speaking, sorry, I cut you off.
No, so at the end of the day, I think that everyone's going to have their own strategy, right? So just listening to Tails, his whole thing is stack those stats, right? He says it all the time. And so aren't these one of the stats that we need to stack for into 2024, 2025? We know that good stuff is going to happen with Land 2.0 and Battle 2.0, right? Mm-hmm. They're all going to be tied together. So do you wait till the last minute, or do you just accumulate these assets and then wait until they have real utility? And I think we're all pretty much used to that, right?
Yeah.
We're used to just stacking DEC, stacking SPS until they have the real value. Hell, who knows? Even
ouch.
Oh, Sorry, I almost said vouchers. Sorry,
we don't talk about.
I got
that
a little
stuff
nauseous.
here.
I'm
We
sorry.
We
don't
don't
talk
talk
about
about vouchers.
Yeah. So, but I mean, again, these are all assets that again, if the team does what they say they're going to do, we hope that they're going to have some value, right?
Well, it's not. I mean, here's the thing. Like, none of us are sitting here saying like the team isn't going to do anything awesome with it,
exactly.
right? It's a matter of timing. And so for me, like the big thing that I was saying this morning, which Keys alluded to, is how is this communicated? I hope that there's something somewhat mapped out for certain benefits, and like, okay, we can see that road. Because if basically what I said on stream was like, if land 1.5 comes out, and when it's like, you know, you look at like, okay, there's grain, there's SPS, and then should I go for research tokens? What's the team saying? Team saying, trust me, bro. Like, if they're only saying trust me, bro, it's like that's not enough. Like, we're gonna need a little bit more. We're gonna need a little bit more than that, because, like, dude, come on, you know, a majority of the people in the ecosystem, what do they love? Money. In fact, I would guarantee that most people are going to try to go for SPS until they realize, or until they realize that the returns aren't as high, or they realize that like we hit some kind of equilibrium, right? Because here's the thing: if I can go and pay for the grain with DEC, and the grain's going to cover how much of SPS I'm going to get, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not going to bother with all my extra plots to go get grain. Let me just grab as much SPS as I can, use all my production for it while the going is good. And then once everybody else comes online, that'll slow down.
Man,
so let me ask you guys this. One of my hesitations from moving into Gangland is when he got his land, he obviously didn't put building in the box and legendary totem and everything on each of those plots.
Yep.
All of my plots in 20 or 48 have it, except for 2 that don't have the totem. But everything else has both legendary totem and building in the box. And I feel like in the beginning, being able to clear your land and that stuff is going to be very valuable to kind of get to that, get your stuff cleared and up before anyone else. So what are you all thinking about how those building in the box and stuff are going to work?
So it's funny you should mention that, because that was one of the realizations when we were doing our land stream with Virus, right? So Virus had his spreadsheet, and man, I need to do more work on land. Like that was a realization, but he did such a great job, and you saw the implication of having time crystals. It was obvious, right? It was just completely obvious. And so the realization that we had during stream was time crystals are going to be the thing. Time crystals are going to be super valuable up front, because it's going to give you that edge to basically generate SPS before everyone else can, right? And that pool is going to be pretty dense with rewards, right? And so what do it's a race against the clock until everybody else kind of catches up, and then it gets evenly distributed. And here's the interesting thing. We see this all the time. Whenever a major change is made, remember when the new chess came out and people were getting chess for like 16,000 SPS and crazy stuff like that? I think that's going to happen again. So when the new chess came out, right? We saw, 30,000 SPS, 16,000 SPS regularly at the beginning. But do we see that anymore now? Not at all, right? Because I think everything kind of worked its way out, and it distributed out through the player base. But I think at the beginning, just like we see every single time, I think that we're going to see these outrageous rewards, and everybody's going to rush to that, right? And which is going to cause the even distribution, right? So,
right.
All right, hold on. I got to catch up on chat. So I just want to let chat know that I'm going to catch up. But before that, I do want to answer your question, Walking Keys, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with you.
Give it to me, baby.
Okay, this is not against gank or anti-gank. There's nothing personal. I actually think what he's trying to do by creating Gankland is really, really cool from a community standpoint. But if you go into Gankland, and anybody who does, well, it's not even going to Gankland, right? Because that makes it sound personal. Anybody who has their land plots split across different areas or different regions specifically, I think is going to regret it. We've already seen it with the transferring of your grain right? That we knew that ahead of time. But now we're hearing that, well, you're going to need research tokens. You could potentially be gated, and your research tokens are going to be gated by the territory or the region that you're in. Meaning that, like, you throw your 6 plots into Gankland, right? If all of a sudden you want to build those up later, but you hadn't been focusing on research, well, now you got to figure out which one of those 6 plots is going to get you research, and then you're going to have to catch up over there. So my point with this is that these are just 2 or 3 things that we've talked about so far. I think it only gets more and more difficult and much more specialized to stay in your region as we go along. So if we already had those things, like, I don't ever want to have another plot outside of 51 now, right? And here's the thing. It's not that I'm like looking to go out and buy plots, but it's like, if I ever were to do that, maybe the market crashes and there's a big dip, I'm going to look at buying something in another region as I need to start a whole separate business there. This thing has to be self-sufficient. It's going to be its own thing. It's not going to be part of what I'm doing. But if I could do it in 51, I'm always going to want to do it in 51. I just think that you're kind of fighting against the tide, because Matt has been very specific and very clear about this from the beginning. You are going to want to be a specialist. You are going to want to have all your plots together by region. And so the fact that we've seen a couple of these things already just signals to me that we're only at the beginning of this. Like, the benefits or the detractions are only going to get better or bigger over time based on like how complicated and complex land will be.
So to your point, Aftersound, what Gank is doing is the thing we talked about when we first started, right? He's building relationships.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job with it. I think he's doing a great job.
That's going to be valuable. You want to have a strategy. You don't want to go into land like not using the time that we have right now to formulate a plan and then get the assets you need, right? If people haven't bought their DEC right now, like, what's the price done over the last couple of days? It's only gone up, right? You got to get your SPS. You got to get your DEC. You got to get all these things that you know you're going to need. Can't wait. Not financial advice, but you can't wait, because it's only going to get more competitive the closer we get to the release.
I mean, the thing is, we're all struggling to get enough, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't matter what level you are. We're all struggling to get enough. Like, and here's the thing, right? Again, I'm not trying to make this personal, but Darkestnyte, if you had said like, hey man, why don't we swap plots? I want to be in Area 51, and you can come into 17, right?
Yep.
Like, I would have respectfully said, no, I don't think that we should do that.
That's
you know what I mean?
I never asked.
Yeah. So, but that's my point, right? As much as it'd be cool to be there, it's just I wouldn't do it. But Keys, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to make anything difficult. And again, it's not against Gank. It's just I'm seeing the pattern here of the benefits or really the cons very clearly defined for not having your land together. Or putting your land all in one region.
So
that's just my honest thoughts.
I want to counter you though. Isn't it cool to just be with your friends?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, I think what Gank is doing is awesome, because look at how excited people in the chat are. Like, yeah, we're all part of Gankland. Gank's probably gonna do some fun things in his region, in his region. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be. I don't think that he's doing anything wrong, right? I'm just saying that if you're going down that path, it's just something to be aware of, right? And like, I'm somebody that doesn't have a lot of land. I'm not planning on buying a ton more land. So it's just like, if I were to ever add anything, I'm just going to add it onto the little piece that I have. I mean, hell, if you guys got, if you got the capital and you're just, floating in plots, swimming in plots all over the place, like, that's cool. That's totally fine. You do you. Yeah. But for the most part, from what I've gathered, everybody's like, yeah, I need to figure out like how I'm even going to service all of this land. You know what I mean? So we're not at that place yet.
Here's what my thought is. Like I said, I have too much land for my own good. So I'm thinking of moving 5 plots into Gankland that I'm my 5 best, and that's going to be my anchor. Like, what I focus on, what I put my best cards on, what I really try to work on. Because in Gankland, that's the only place I know that if I need grain, I could get grain. Like, I could just message, hey, Gank, send me 50 grain. I'll send you this later or whatever. And he would do it, and vice versa. Hey, I need this. I got you. I've got stone here. Let me help you out. Or anyone else in Gankland, Infidel. There's a lot of cool people in there. So that is a benefit. The investor side of me, though, I look at this plot of 23 plots in area 48, and they all have building in the box, and they all have legendary totems. my thought is if I can fire those up and take advantage of those, the totems and stuff, which aren't really they increase the sale of a plot right now by maybe $20, but they're not moving fast. But if I could get them cleared and get them up and running and generating revenue, I think I'd be able to sell them in the future. When people are looking for like 20 plots together or something like that.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I think your strategy is perfectly fine, but you see what you did. All of a sudden, you created your home base, right? And you said that your home base is now going to be in Gangland, even though there's less plots there, right? You're going to get your best plots, and then at the end of the day, it's your time preference. I think someone like you probably has a long time preference in terms of, these 23 plots. If you don't feel emotionally attached to them, you don't really care. It's going to be what it's going to be. Then you don't even need to do anything with them. Like for the first part of land 1.5, like you could go in and just start accumulating grain if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
With the basics,
kind of let them do their thing.
And then once the grain LP goes live, then you just sell, and then all of a sudden they become this like self-sustaining thing. You play the waiting game. At some point, we hit a bull run, whether that's 6 months or 12 or 18 months. But over that time, they're generating, right? They're generating something, and it's not like you need to live off this income. It's not like you need whatever. But at some point, you'll be able to recover whatever you put into it. Yes. But at the end of the day, where's your home base? Your home base is going to be now in Gangland.
Yeah.
So. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me catch up on the chat just because there's a bunch of people here. So Virus, thank you for subscribing. It's good to see you here, dude. Street Streams, what's going on? Man, I'm super far behind. Liberty off the grid. Antonio, Kyle, what's happening? Super Manny is here. Buns, bags, and caps. All right, so Tales from the Cryptmancer is in the house too. All right, wait, this exchange thing is far in the future, right? I think I'm all done in my region. Yeah, no, that's not until 1.6. All right, there was a lot of chat here. Unless there was like, there's a lot of you guys are talking to each other, so I'm just gonna let it go. If you had a question for anyone specifically here, sorry, but go ahead and just post that back. And then we got to do some giveaways, but we'll make people wait a little bit longer. We'll do them all together at the closer to the end of the stream.
So I think this is going to be the time of relationship building in the community, right? Mm-hmm. Again, I think when I listen to Walkingkeys and Gank, when they talk about their land, I'm like, man, am I making a mistake by not going to Gangland? Because it's going to be super active, right? If you own a keep or a castle, and that's going to be a thing, right? You're going to want people to be super active on that. But it's not even just that, right? It's the support around doing the things that you need to do to be like Walkingkeys says. Hey, I can call up Gank and say, hey man, I need I need some grain, right? I need to do this thing to maximize my productivity, for which Gank will benefit from, right? And that's the thing, right? He is incented to help you out, to help everybody in his region out. And it might hurt at the beginning, but if you guys are solid and you're together and you're maximizing that productivity, he'll get it back super easy.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I think he's actually doing the right thing.
Yeah, Axler. Sorry, I did read your comment, Axler. So I'm not trying to hate on Gangland by any means. In fact, what I've said from the beginning, what I think he's doing is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I was just trying to give Keys the other perspective of if you split your plots up, I think it only gets more difficult, or you lose out on certain things.
Well, and you're right. And my other thing too is, and someone said it here, I think it's Info Guides. Big shout out, Info. Is that Gank's, what he's doing is looking for people that are here for the long run.
Yeah.
People that are really trying to stay. And I am in this game for the long run for sure. But I love flipping stuff. Like, that's what I love. I love finding an opportunity. I like selling high and buying low. That's what has built my account. So if I can get my long-term stuff in Gank's place and then build something, and with the mindset of someday I'm going to flip this and sell it for a profit, generate whatever I can in the meantime. But at some point, this is going to go, because like you said, people will want a home base. If they can buy 20 or 25 plots together in the same region, then that'll go a long way.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the time of harnessing the power of the community that we have. That's it. This is a place for us, And everybody that's in this stream, everybody that's been around for the last couple of years, this is an opportunity for us to really build that community. And man, I hate to even say it, monetize it, right? We're all going to benefit by helping each other.
Right?
So would you, instead of a legendary totem, would you call that a relationship building in a box?
Yeah, what?
You know,
really
Keys, at the end of the day, like I don't think you're missing out too much.
Yeah.
I know that they all have like building in a box, but that's gonna save you what, like 10,000 DEC? You know, I mean, it's not a small amount, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that it should be the biggest factor. Right, like when we were talking and when I was going through my whole spiel, it was because I thought your home base was in the 23 plots, not the 6 plots. So if you're moving, if you're mentally moving your home base to those 6 plots and those 23 are not anything that you want to like work on long term, then it doesn't really matter what they have. Like,
and I don't even know who has the keep in that region. I don't know who has the castle. So who knows? I'd rather take a risk with my, one of my friends from college, and
absolutely. Hey, can I derail the whole stream?
Please.
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna do it. So Keys, I gotta tell you, man, your background is fire. Just all the collectibles you have, it is absolutely insane.
I updated it.
I just had to call it out. It's fire, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to. I got some new stuff to put, or not new, but stuff to put up there. That
it's dope.
So thanks.
Really
That's a French Fantastic Four number 60, by the way.
What? Yeah, and of course there's Yoden. I mean, just look at all the stuff, right?
And the Rooney.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course, dude. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, I
Rooney's
can't wait
the best part there. Yeah,
for Rooney.
So
hey, back out too.
Well, hold on, wait. Let's. I'm gonna make a right turn after that left one. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, you know how I do.
You're fine. You're fine. But Axler says here that Gank will hook you up for the loss of building in a box because he's hooked up NFO guys with a totem. So maybe just do a little negotiation tactic with Gank. See how he can get your services in there. But here's the thing. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to call out Gank. If anything, I think what he's doing is awesome because what's the biggest thing that or I don't know if it's the biggest thing, but what did Darkestnyte say earlier? Like, we've made some really, really cool friends. It's about the community. And so to be able to do that with people that to be in the same region with a bunch of other people who have been here and are planning to stick around for the long haul, that has value too, right? So again, I'm not trying to discount that. It's just I'm just trying to lay out the other side. That's all it was.
Yeah, I would say
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I would say the ability to trust someone. I mean, I know that crypto is supposed to be trustless and all that, but man, the ability to trust somebody to say, hey, I'm going to send you something and hook me up later. That's not a common thing, right? And I think a lot of us here trust each other, right? We've met each other. We've had drinks in Vegas. When you have drinks with people in Vegas, I mean, that forgoes anything, right? So I think we're all in a good place.
And especially when you've been hazed together in the same fraternity.
So is that you and Gank?
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, they've known each other for decades,
that's
man. So
decades.
Yeah, that's your boy.
You know what? This
is
just
Skull and Bones.
Skull and
Bones, right?
This is so October in Atlanta in October.
You guys can always come, man. Come on.
It's making me feel nostalgic for Splinterfest. What a turning point. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Sorry, we're gonna go down memory lane here a little bit, but I don't know if you guys feel the same way. But Splinterfest really solidified a lot of things. Like
it did.
It made so many of the friendships real because it's just like other people, random people that you just meet online. And you don't know where it's gonna go, but then you just like, a lot of the same interests, a lot of the same outlooks on life, same values, and it was just such a phenomenal time. Like, I don't mean to be hyperbolic or dramatic, but it's like, had I not gone to Splinterfest, had we not gone to Splinterfest last year, had there been no Splinterfest,
so different.
And the tough times that happened with the game, I don't know, man. Like, it's only because you could call me up or Walkingkeys could call you up and just be like, Actually, Darkestnyte, this is perfect. You call me up and be like, talk me off a ledge. You literally talk me off
All
the
day
ledge.
long.
If we hadn't like built those bonds there, so
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This to me is why there's so much value in hopefully doing more real life or in-person events. And
You
hopefully
can't
we
do
can
this
do it.
alone, man. You can't
Yeah.
do this alone.
Yeah, I talk to Darkestnyte every day now.
Every day. And I'm like, man, really? Like, oh, phone's ringing, Walkingkeys. But it's dope, right? Because I wait on it, right? I'm like, and what happens when you don't call me? I'm like, dude, what happened today?
Yeah, and it's not just one way. Let's be clear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a text at like 6:30 in the morning.
Dude, this guy doesn't.
You wanna play
Darkestnyte doesn't
AOE?
sleep, man.
None of us sleep.
You guys are an
We're
hour
all,
ahead of
we're
me.
all
and then
watching SPS, right? We're all there. So
Yeah.
no, it's been good. And so I mean it's been excellent. So and those are the things that get us through the bad times, right? Like we all had doubts,
Bear.
right? We all the bear was brutal. And if
Bad,
you
what
guys
are you
ever
talking
want to
about?
know
Still got it, man.
yeah, if you ever want to know how I feel about the bear market in Splinterlands, just read the lore for Artemis the Bear.
Artemis the bear.
Like you knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
I know. We've talked about
lore.
this before.
So Nate should get credit. Whoever wrote the lore for that should absolutely get credit for the quality of that lore. It is fantastic. And if you have an Artemis the Bear and you've not read the lore for that, you need to go read it because
You
it
know
is
what?
quality.
Every year on the anniversary of the initial drop of Artemis the Bear, we should do a midnight reading of the lore.
Oh, we should
candlelight.
absolutely. But I want Jeff Opens Cars to do it.
Jeff opens
We
cards.
still
That's
need to do
another
the
one.
dr-
I
the
had
drunken
Yeah, he's been
lore.
doing lore. Yeah.
I had no idea who he was until Splinterfest, and
Dude,
he's
and it was
such a
great,
great guy.
right? It was
Such a great guy.
I met
So many cool people.
Infidel there. Infidel was like the man. And we just had so much fun at Splinterfest. So the next Splinterfest, so after Sam and I talked about it, where is it going to be, dude?
Oh, Philippines.
Philippines.
All right. So for anybody who lives, okay,
You all
for
have
anybody who
fun.
lives in the Philippines,
No, you're coming too, dude.
for anybody who lives in the Philippines, just know
You're
that
coming.
Darkestnyte literally every day has been lobbying me that we're gonna do a Philippines trip and do
Yep.
something in the Philippines. So
Right.
I don't
I'm
know
out.
when that's
I'm
gonna
out.
happen, but if and when it does, actually no, I'm gonna be positive when it does. What's
Yeah.
the price target? What do we need SPS to go to?
75 cents.
$4.
All right,
No,
75 cents. The
75
moment SPS hits $75, or
We're there.
70
We're there.
75 cents, we will book our tickets on stream
Hell yeah.
for the Philippines.
So because I've been looking at tickets to the Philippines, right? So I said,
Yeah.
hey man, I found a ticket. It looks good. Let's go. But it's 75 cents, maybe 50.
Yo, just to be clear, I have zero hate for the Philippines.
Dude, we're going. No,
I don't
we're
think
going.
anybody
I
took
just
it that
know
way.
that is not a reality in my life.
Yeah.
But that kind of trip, that distance, that time, that's not going to happen.
We're gonna
okay,
come.
we'll-
We're gonna road trip your butt.
Yeah,
Get in the
yeah,
car.
we'll come fly from where you're at.
Yeah, we're going.
I mean,
It's a long ass flight, man. So you gotta be
I mean,
prepared.
Vegas was a stretch for me. That's
Dude.
probably one every couple of years. But if it's in Atlanta, just sort of a little meet and greet. But you can't just say whenever, Darkestnyte. We got to set a weekend. We all have to work towards it.
I'll just
For October-
FaceTime you from.
Hold
the
on,
Philippines, man.
we're doing October in Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's
we're
that's
we're definitely-
happening. I just need to pick a weekend, I think.
Yep.
Well,
I have
let
a
me
spot
help
for
you
us all
because
to
I
go.
got a lot going on that month.
Okay, Keys, let's do this. You and I pick a weekend, and then we'll just kind of open it up to whoever else might be interested. All right, hold on. We got
7 minutes for reward for.
yeah. No,
for-
I was. You read my mind, man.
Yep.
You read my mind.
Yep.
All right, guys, we are doing our giveaways. So let me go ahead and refresh the page. If you have not chatted in, I don't know, however many minutes this goes,
Can you put
please
us in?
make sure you do. What's that?
Can you put us in?
Oh, why is this not enabled?
Dude, it's
yeah, just-
summer, dude. So they got rid of all of the summoners that are regular foil, and it's only gold foil summoners now, man. I need to be in this.
I don't think that there's any way I can put you in. I think you have to be watching on Twitch.
Oh,
And I'm
oh,
watching
I
on
see
Twitch,
you, Keys.
baby.
Keys, I see you, man. That's wrong.
That's how you do it, baby.
All right.
Wait, Darkestnyte, go in. I mean,
No,
log-
because I gotta log into stuff, and I don't want to do it.
I mean,
I would be.
It's just a couple clicks.
Yeah, we do.
Maui,
Dude.
I forgot Maui's in the Philippines. I'd love to meet Maui.
Maui's not in the Philippines.
Oh, I thought it was.
Wait, who's Maui? You said I'd love to meet Maui.
Maui.
Oh, Maui. Oh, yeah. Oh, Maui. Okay. Yeah.
So outside of the United States, the Philippines is like the #1 crypto gamers, I think, on the planet. So we have to go there.
There's a lot happening
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to go there.
Okay, good.
We are
Everyone's
going.
saying
We are
he's in the
going.
Philippines.
And I need to have some bundles.
Let's do Atlanta first, and then we'll do the Philippines.
Oh, I love you too.
All right, we got 81 people on the stream, 62 eligible users. Should we get greedy today? Should we try and up this a little bit? Can we?
No,
get
let's go.
65?
Let's go.
All right, Darkestnyte says let's go. All right, here we go. First winner coming right up. It is Godly Rich. Congratulations to Godly Rich, a regular.
Not just
on
a
the
clever
channel,
name.
or a regular on the. All right, let's see what you
clever.
want, Godly. Or Rich.
Big money, no whammies.
Ooh, is that a? Oh my gosh, my computer. Obsidian? All right. It's not gold, but it is.
I saw a tweet today. Oh, wait. I saw an X today. Don't get me started on that. I saw an X today that they were getting rid of all the regular foils.
I think they're slowly getting rid of all of them. So
Got
clearly we just helped in that. Okay.
False
That's giveaway number
information.
1.
That was
Let's
dope.
do number 2. Ooh, we're up to 66 eligible users. Okay, we're gonna run the next one now, but let's see if we can get up to 70. Guys, make sure you turn your bots on. All right, this is a place where bots are good. CSC cable, let's go.
You said we wouldn't talk about that.
I did not. You said let's not.
I
talk
said that.
about
No
it.
bot talk.
There you go. There's some gold foil for you.
Woo!
A deep lurker.
Nice.
Hey man,
that's beautiful.
you know the thing is, if there was any common card to have in a gold foil, it ought to be this one or Chaos
That's the one.
Agent. But this one is up there. So
That's a beautiful card.
yeah, hopefully it'll be sitting on land very soon.
That
Well played.
that was Darkestnyte's name in college.
Deep lurker. It's still his name now.
Oh, that's
isn't
kind
it?
of like it right now, actually.
All right, hold on. Stream's almost over, guys. Let's
Yeah. Let's
before
keep
we
it
do-
clean. Let's keep it clean.
before
I'm
we
sorry,
do,
I didn't mean to do any jokes.
keys after hours, keys Darkestnyte after hours, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
didn't
let's
say anything wrong.
All right, last one. Best of luck. Congratulations to Night Flows or
Nice.
don't
Has night in the name. That's
don't
good.
rope on Twitch.
Man, that sounds like a Bob Seger song.
Sounds like a bomb. Come on, big money, Kitty. Oh, Chaos Knight. All
Gold.
right, well,
It's gold. Let's
there you
go.
it's gold, so you know it's going on land.
Yeah. Hey,
Hopefully.
you know what?
We'll
I have to
see.
say, I really love this community. Like, I always feel so good whenever we're just doing stuff like this. It's awesome.
Are you
And
drinking?
you know, if you look at other communities, it's all toxic and stuff. Like ours is, well, except for Mav
Dude,
Chat.
our
It's-
community's so toxic. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
but only in certain places, right? Only in Mav Chat, right? Other
Oh
than
yeah,
that-
the people who spent the most money in the game, they're the most
Oh.
toxic.
Damn it. Never mind. You're right.
I love you.
No, here's the thing.
Darkestnyte.
I can
You're
accept
right.
the fact. I can accept the fact that there's so many toxic people, but I still love them. I mean, I
But
still
they're
love the
not,
community.
like toxic, right? Everyone has passion, right? It's like, come on, man. You've seen some of the places.
It's called toxic playability.
Yeah, man. It's a love for the game. It's not like I just want to be a dork, right? Well,
yeah,
well,
sure.
well.
I don't know.
yeah.
A dork?
Never.
You know what it is? It's the fact that, and this is why, Gankland. I see. I'm gonna show love to Gankland, but this is why like sub communities are super
Yeah.
important. It's
Yep.
because like the people on Keys and Gank's channel, the people on my channel, you find like good, just a good vibe all around.
Yep.
I mean, there's toxicity happening, but that's gonna happen anywhere, right? But if you can build that kind of sub community, I think there's a lot of different areas in which that happens. And then what's cool is that we see that with guilds. We see that with we're going to see that with land now to a certain
Yep.
extent, right? And who knows what other kinds of things that they do in the future that will allow for that. I mean, what if there's some kind of soul keep guilds in the future, right? And all of a sudden that looks very different from your Splinterlands guilds. That's
What?
another kind of sub community, right?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So
That sounds like a keeper to me.
Yeah. Oh, I saw what you just did there, dude.
Sounds like a Castler to me.
Yup.
No.
Yup.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, he said it, so I just had to push the button.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we are about to get kicked off. Stick around for Nardian, who should be on in less than 30 seconds. Tom, I did see you in the chat. I'm sorry. We will work on that Vru song very soon. But yeah, guys, lots of good stuff. Hopefully, we'll see you all in a week or so. But Mav Access coming soon. Land 1.5 right around the corner. And hopefully some very fun times ahead. And once SPS hits 75 cents, we're coming to the Philippines. Right? So clip that, and throw it back in our face once we hit 75 cents. Yeah. Huh? What's that?
In a Learjet.
Okay. Maybe $75.
No, not so much. But we'll try. All
right. We are off. Let me go ahead and end the broadcast so we're not sending a signal there.